and this is, of course, your daily financial news. This is a show we have been doing daily for more than 2 years. Yep, 2 years. Look forward to doing it for another couple of years. This show takes the day's headlines, kind of summarizes them, tries to focus on what is important to us as real estate investors, consumers, cost of capital, things of that nature. Before we get started, I want to congratulate a whole bunch of people that closed deals. I think this will be fun for all of us as we move forward. So, Bryce, Ryan, Ryan, you actually got two. So again, folks, I will mail you one of these for every deal you do this year because we're going to get to 500 deals together. Colleen, Brandon, Vi, and John. Folks, your cards will be coming. Lots of you have told me about deals being done. My positive impact score, which will come out later today, is record setting. But in order for me to mail these to you, I will need an address. So email me, DM me, however it works. I would love to congratulate you and send you one of these cards. Moving on to the actual daily financial news, a couple of things jump out at me. First and foremost, there is I first saw it as a tweet, and I think it's made its way to Facebook here recently, but I think Tuesday I saw in my Twitter feed, one rental at a time Twitter feed, that Blackstone was being crucified. The basic tweet was Blackstone outbids owners 50%. So I was like, oh, geez, Blackstone, you're going to get in trouble, man. That's not good. However, when you actually read the article that is in reference, first thing, I actually brought you that article about 3 weeks ago. Let me remind you what it was. I believe it was a home development build for rent community in Texas. I think it was like 156 units. It was purpose built as rentals. What happened in this scenario is the builder completed it. It then packaged up the 156 units and went shopping on Wall Street. Wall Street did its thing, lots of bids, Blackstone wins. What happens? The builder makes 50% more profit. So, a couple of things that I want to highlight here. Watch how people take little bits of stories and make them sound like the big bad wolf or something of that nature. It is a very common trend these days, so we really have to filter what we are reading. Second, and I've been saying since we had that investor mania discussion when John Burns Consulting like 3 months ago on this channel, that Wall Street, hedge funds, insurance companies, they're coming to the single family market. Something that is happening without question today that we just need to internalize as individual investors is Wall Street has proven that residential properties are profitable. And in a yield, such a low yield environment, single family offers the best yield. I mean, would you really want to buy a multifamily today or a mall or an office? Only at a significant discount. So folks, Wall Street is coming. Build for rent is real. You know, there are companies who have billions of dollars looking to buy 20, 30, 50,000 single family homes. So the single family market will never be the same. What does that mean for you and I? That means we can either point at the issue or you and I can take daily action. We can learn our market. We can figure out if Wall Street is in our market and they're not in all markets, what are they buying? What are they not buying? What can I buy around them? What can I network and find off market? There's all kinds of work we can do if we just stay focused on our lane. So let the noise go. Do your thing. Do your daily activities. Focus, move forward. And as we just saw, lots of people are doing deals today. I just created my community report, which I'll share later today. Inventory is coming. Deals are getting done. So let the noise go. Focus on your lane, your activity, and I think you'll make positive steps. And again, Wall Street is here. They weren't forever because they didn't think they could scale. Well, gosh darn it, they've proven they can scale. They've proven it is a hell of a return. We have known this forever. Mom and pops have reigned in single family for a long time. Yeah, the big boys are coming. They're still pretty small, but realize they're here and they're not going anywhere. So let's just do our work. Let's get some rentals, right? Get to 4. If you get to 4, let's get to 10. That's what I like to talk about. Next up, something I saw today is people are feeling good. I love it. They are starting to travel. Do you know what the top 5 destinations are for summer travel? I bet if you thought about it, you might get all 5. I'm going to guess most of you get 3. So I'll give you a second to think about it. The top 5 summer destinations. Go ahead and leave comments below. Hit pause, whatever you want to do. Let's have some fun. I will let you know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Las Vegas. I bet you everybody got that one. I need to talk with Brian Lebo again, the Las Vegas broker, and see what's going on there. LA, New York, Orlando, and Miami. Pretty interesting. Next up, we have heard a lot about inflation and transitory and all of that. One of the things we've only talked about a couple of times is shipping or cargo. Well, Home Depot has had enough. Home Depot, the 3rd largest importer of goods from China. I bet you can guess number 1 and 2. I bet you can guess at least one of the 2. I'll tell you what they are in a minute. But Home Depot's had enough. They have now got a ship. They are going to run this ship back and forth to China. 100% theirs. I think it is amazing. So again, it will just go to China and back. China and back for Home Depot. Number 1 is Walmart. Number 2 is Target. Kind of makes sense, right? So again, Home Depot has contracted their own ship. That just tells you how crazy this market is. And yes, Home Depot has actually broken down and started shipping some high-priced items via planes. It is crazy. So pretty interesting. Next up, want to talk to you about creative financing. Again, I want to shout out Ryan Nickel for helping me add creative financing, as well as Bob Langworthy, because again, you have creative financing when there's little equity and lots of equity. Both are interesting. I have seen creative financing is one of those things where a lot of people get excited because maybe they don't have a lot of money and they think they can get into the deal with 0 or very little. That is certainly possible, but I want to tell you what you need to do more from what I'm seeing is you need to talk to owners. I've seen a few conversations out in my feed where, hey, I found this house. It's this, it's that, it's this. But you're looking to solve a problem and you haven't even talked to the seller yet. Folks, creative financing is powerful. It is amazing, but it doesn't fit most situations. You need to talk. You need to listen. You need to figure out where it fits. And again, thanks Ryan Nickel for adding creative financing to the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. It is a bonus section worth every penny. So thank you for doing that. Next up, we are going to look at the Fed next week. The Fed's meeting starts Tuesday, ends Wednesday. We're going to hear what Jerome Powell has to say. And I have 4 ideas. We're going to see what comes on Wednesday, I believe. One is, are they going to stay the course? Are they just going to keep speaking the same speak, kind of release the same statement, with maybe slight tweaks, talk about transitory, talk about no problem here, don't see it, not an issue? Probably, but we'll see. Second, and important in my opinion, will they talk jobs? Because again, the Fed lowering rates, the Fed buying in the bond market doesn't fix jobs, right? Are they going to talk about 10 million people, less than before the pandemic? Are they going to talk about 9 million openings? Are they going to talk about wages? I'm telling you folks, that Chipotle example from last week is important. So are they going to talk about wage inflation? I don't know. I think they should. I think they need to I think they should. So we will see. Next, will they acknowledge at least the discussion needs to be had about when to tapering? This is the first breadcrumb. This is the first, dot on the eventual trend line. Is this the meeting where they go, you know what? We're going to talk about talking about when to taper. Last meeting is like, we're not even ready to talk about talking about tapering. Is this the meeting that goes, you know what? We're going to talk about it. I think yes. I do. I think yes. And it'll be interesting to see what the market does. And then finally, what is going on with the 10-year? CPI comes out hot. I think we get PPI Tuesday, I think, from memory. Might be Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday. So it'll be interesting if that comes in equally hot. It was last month. But it will be interesting to see where the 10-year goes. The CPI comes out, 10-year goes down. What's going on here? And then in the last 48 hours, I've had more validation that the lending market has gotten suddenly tighter. You need to realize, folks, and I've said it many times, banks have the money, banks make the rules. Banks could squash demand all by themselves. If for whatever reason they wanted to, they could take the requirements, the yes answers, to 800 credit score. I don't know, 500 grand liquidity. I mean, they could do whatever they wanted. Banks, I think it was Tuesday when Matt, the mortgage guy, reached out. It might have been Wednesday and said, hey, dude, something changed. We've been validated with the lumberjack we talked to on Thursdays or Tuesdays. So yeah, something is going on. If you're in the market now, do yourself a favor. Reach out to your lender. Make sure nothing has changed. Right? If you're locked, you're good. Right? You got the lock. You're confirmed. You're good. But if you're not locked yet, I've been hearing more and more people say, oh, the lending program I was using changed or this or that. So do yourself a favor. Don't assume something changed. And again, if banks tighten, that means less yes answers. That means demand, actual demand shrinks, and maybe supply releases or grows even faster. Still calling for 2 million units at the end of July. We shall see. We are going to test out my home network today and see if it works with our guest, Laura Morby, here in about 12 minutes. We shall see. It's been a little spotty. I'm not very happy with it. I'm going to have to call AT&T again, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. And the last thing I want to highlight is we are doing this goal for 500. I talked to you yesterday, and I suggested that one of the things that I will do is I will donate $5,000 to Fresno Food Bank, which is something I have done historically. Much smaller amounts. I've never donated $5,000, so realize $5,000, that's a nice chunk of change. But my experts are also supporting this. So both Dion and Matt, the lumberjack landlord, have stepped up and said, you know what, Mike? If your students get to 500 deals, we will donate to the food bank with you. I can't thank them enough. I think it is amazing. They're both donating in the ratio of the units they have to what I have, which I think is awesome. Dion, Matt, thank you for reaching out yesterday and the day before to say that you want to be a part of it. Means the world to me that you're a part of our weekly show, but now you're even going to the next level and stepping up to this challenge and potentially giving away thousands of dollars to a charity. So thank you very much, folks. If you're still watching, do me a favor, shout out Matt and Dion, the lumberjack landlord, and Dion Financial Freedom, or Dion Talk Financial Freedom. Go check out their YouTube channels. Great individuals, part of the weekly series, and just great people to step up and be willing to write a check based on this channel or your success getting to 500 deals. So take care, everyone. Have fun. Bye.